Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Dana Scranton, and this is Entrepreneurs Without Limits, where we focus on helping you to create an authentic life of freedom as an entrepreneur. Now, today is really about going back into the definition of an entrepreneur and talking about what that truly is for you, the individual. See, one of the things that we focus on here is solo entrepreneurship. That's not to say that an organizational entrepreneur wouldn't benefit from everything that we talk about here. But a solo entrepreneur is a unique animal. See, every organizational entrepreneur at one time was a solo entrepreneur. Now, why do I say that? Because the definition of an entrepreneur lives within all of us. And to go back and do that again, an entrepreneur is somebody who identifies and understands the needs of others, and with courage, conviction, and resourcefulness connects those people with a means to fulfill their need. It's not to say that it is the means that will fulfill their need, but it's a path, it's an option. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They bring options to the world to fulfill needs. And that begins with the individual. Now, today's paradigm of digital business, it has become more and more possible, feasible, and realistic for the individual to step out on a global basis and create an entrepreneurial venture using the resources of organizations and entities that want somebody like you, an entrepreneur who operates as a solo entrepreneur. Now, when we're talking solo entrepreneur, you're going to see terms like solopreneur, right? It's a solo entrepreneur. It's an individual who doesn't have an organization that they're responsible for. And by that, I mean they don't have to make a payroll and pay payroll taxes and Social Security and social welfare. They don't have to worry about an infrastructure in a building and paying rent, lease payments. That's not what we as solo entrepreneurs look for. We look for those companies who utilize a business model that allows people like you and I, solo entrepreneurs, to take the value that we have within us in our purpose, our vision, and our passions and direct that to the benefit of the marketplace, to the people that we serve, using that company, that entity, as one of our resources to do that. Now, did you catch what I just said? We, as solo entrepreneurs, exercise our purpose, vision, and passion to help the people of the world, i.e., the marketplace, to fulfill their needs. We choose a certain entity or company as one of the resources to accomplish that objective. That's why it is so very important that you define your purpose. The purpose can change, as we've said in our past episodes, but a purpose gives you a focus. It focuses your energy, your creativity, your activity, your actions, your thoughts. It gets you headed in a direction that you control. It's a predictable path. You can change it at any point, but you have to step out onto that frontier of possibilities with a purpose and move forward. How you choose to access resources is all your decision. Now, I want you to put this little picture in your mind. Let's say that you step onto this frontier of possibilities, and now you're walking across this prairie, and it's got tall grasses and flowers and sagebrush. And in the distance, you can see the foothills of a beautiful mountain range. And on the other side of that mountain range is the unknown. But to you, it's a new life. Your purpose? To go beyond the mountains to find the people that you can serve. Okay, that's a metaphor. Along the way, you have to create resources. When you first start out on this journey, you have a bag full of food and some provisions and so forth. And as you're going across the prairie, the frontier, you start to realize that you're going to need some options, some resources. You're going to have to pick up some things to make some tools with and you're going to have to acquire other foodstuffs when you run out of the stuff you have. Now, that's just a metaphor. But what I'm telling you is that in your journey to the purpose, to the destination, you will have to acquire resources from outside of yourself. But the strongest resource you have is your purpose, your vision, your passion that drive you forward. A company that supports that vision is an asset to you. It's a resource. You don't have to pay the taxes on it. You don't have to employ the people, but that company is utilizing people like you with that kind of purpose, vision, passion, energy, and focus to help them get their products to the world because they too have a purpose. The purpose is to help people to live more fulfilled lives. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business. Now, along the way, they make money, you make money. But as an entrepreneur, resources is what you need to accomplish your mission. The company is but one resource. The biggest resource is you. Now, when we talk about entrepreneurial resources, it's all a mind game. First of all, positivity. I know you've probably heard that time and time and time again, but it's a very, very real resource. Your ability to view the world in a positive sense, to cast off negativity, to get away from talking about other people, talking about the news, the media, the negativity that just pervades our lives, and stay focused and stay positive and stay looking at the opportunities that are before you and evaluate them based on your greater purpose, vision, and passion. That's a resource within you, the positivity, because that alone drives the energy. Now, the other element that I'm sure you've heard about is gratitude. Gratitude is a word that unfortunately is becoming a little bit oversubscribed, but what it does is not. Gratitude is a form of positivity. It's a degree of thankfulness for what you have in your life right now. Even if you don't have it, you are very grateful that it is here in your mind as one of the possibilities in your journey. Because then, and only then, do you open yourself up for that possibility to become real. Gratitude, positivity. Those are extremely important to you as the entrepreneur. The other thing is skills. You must develop yourself. And those skills are not just marketing and sales skills or technical skills. Those skills are the skills of controlling your attitude, your focus, your energy, your time, the skills of communication, relationship building, all the things that help you to help others. See, if you look at it in that metaphor, that form, that your resources that you are developing and accessing must have value, not only to you, but to the people that you serve. You see, you want to equip those people with gifts, the gifts that they can take forward in life. What is a gift? Well, a gift is merely something that they didn't expect to get. Let's say that you're dealing with somebody who has a financial situation, and so you help them with a vehicle to improve their financial life, right? To earn more money, to pay off bills, to do whatever. That's a very common issue these days. We have the student loan forgiveness, even though you may agree or not agree with it, it is a means of fulfilling somebody's needs. And of course, they're expecting something in return. But when you help somebody to dampen the financial difficulties that they have, you then give them a gift that allows them to now see the possibilities in their life for having either reduced or eliminated their debt. It's a gift, but it's a gift that they have to use. You can give it to them, but they have to use it. Otherwise, it's of no use to them or you. But do understand this, that you gave the gift in the first place strengthens who you are. And it makes it possible for you to continue your journey, to expand your journey, to be more effective as a solo entrepreneur. Because you are all about being a conduit of value between those who have the need and those who can fulfill the need. Okay. So point being, you have to develop yourself. You have to develop the tools within yourself to communicate and transfer to others the enthusiasm and the possibilities that you carry forward in life. Now, we live in a world that is pervaded with information. I mean, it was true 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's even more true today. The amount of information that is hitting us on a day-to-day basis is just mind-boggling. It's incredible. In fact, it's mind-numbing if you really start contemplating it. So how do you deal with this flood of information? Because some of it is hitting you at the subconscious level, others are just right in your face. It all comes down to you as a solo entrepreneur identifying your purpose, your vision, your passions, and sitting down realistically and asking yourself, what do I need to create in my life to fulfill that purpose? And when you're doing that, you're going to address your marketplace. You're going to be looking at the people that you serve and that you want to serve, and you're going to go through that analysis of identifying their needs and then understanding those needs. Behind every need is another need. Behind every benefit is another benefit. You have to look down deeper and deeper to determine if the need that you believe you will fulfill is indeed the true need. And this is a skill set. As a solo entrepreneur, you are uniquely endowed with the ability to get to the truth faster than an organization. Now, I can say that from experience because I've been on both sides. I've been a solo entrepreneur. I've been an organizational entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur. I've been an employee, a senior executive. I have seen how decision paralysis and analysis paralysis slow down businesses. But when you're an individual, when you're a solo entrepreneur, you can look at your marketplace one person at a time. You can say, this is my avatar. This is the kind of person I serve. You think you understand their need. You see a need. Then you ferret below it. You dig below it. Say, okay, if that need is fulfilled, what other needs does that fulfill? Or what other needs does that create or uncover? And you drill down until you get to the very bottom need, the supporting need, the foundational need that they are trying to fulfill. Let's go back to our financial need example. You see that somebody needs money, in your communications, you determine that that's one of the things that they believe is a top priority in their life. Now, when they get the money, what does that mean to them? What does that allow them to do? What benefit does it bring to them? Let's just say that it allows them to be less stressed out about life. Okay? What in life is stressing you out? Well, it's got to do with my kids. I want my kids to have a better life. What better life are you looking for those kids? Well, I want to be able to get them into music lessons. Okay, music lessons. What's that going to do for your child? Well, it's going to help them develop both sides of their mind, and it'll help them become better in school. Why is that important? So that they can become productive adults, get a better job, have a happy life. You see how that works down? Now, you as a solo entrepreneur can look at that and say, okay, now I have empathy and understanding of what that particular individual is trying to achieve. And so I better understand the magnitude of the challenge that they're facing. Now, that's just one example. But as a solo entrepreneur, you have the ability to ask those questions, to drill down, and then to go find the resources that can help that individual. And in so doing, you develop, create, and sustain a relationship with that person. And that creates an exponential process of that person talking to another person, to another person. And before you know it, you've got a whole large marketplace of people that you're serving. And they're all part of your business in the sense that they are your customer base. They are your team. They're however you want to identify them. But as a solo entrepreneur, you, entrepreneur, have the ability to get to the bottom line faster and more effectively than an organizational entrepreneur. that you have an organization that you use as a resource, that's important, because now you can take whatever products they have, whether they're goods or services, and you can target them more effectively in a marketplace that you now understand in depth, because you don't have to sit around and explain yourself to anybody. You don't have to deal with a board of directors, a manager, employees, politics, opinions. You, entrepreneur, as a solo entrepreneur, have the ability to move faster, more effectively, and more targeted than an organizational entrepreneur. And that's one of the joys of being an entrepreneur, and in particular, being a solo entrepreneur. So that was what I wanted to share with you today, is just give you an idea that, when I say an entrepreneur is somebody who identifies and understands needs, that's foundational. Understanding the needs means you're drilling down and finding the foundational need that the individual or the marketplace is trying to meet. And then when I add to that, an entrepreneur is somebody who identifies and understands the needs of others, and with courage, conviction, and resourcefulness, connects those people with a means of satisfying that need or fulfilling that need. Courage and conviction, of course, are internal. These are things that you have to develop. That resourcefulness, that's being open-minded and creative. That's looking at all the resources that you have access to, or that you could gain access to, in order to fulfill the needs of that marketplace. Because when you do that, you are acting as a true entrepreneur, tapping into resources beyond what many organizations can access. And that's why you look for companies or entities to align yourself with, who are rich in resources that support your particular purpose, vision, and passions. Well, with that said, I'm going to let you noodle on that a while, and we'll see you in the next episode. So go out there and understand what it is that the people you serve truly need. We'll see you on the frontier of possibilities and in the next episode. Take care.